Since 1995, the Tales of series has stood strong. With it being the 20th anniversary, what better way to celebrate than release its 15th entry into the series, Tales of Zestiria. The game was announced to celebrate its 20th anniversary by returning back to the series' thematic roots, and upgrading the battle system and open world lands. Following our new hero Sorey and his various companions, the shepherd's journey begins. Though, is this a tale worth remembering? This is Nathan and Craig for our Tales of Zestiria review. Zestiria's journey follows Sorey, a human who has grown up with the Seraphim and has a unique ability to see them. Through his encounter with Alicia, a knight of Highland, he leaves his homeland. Making a pact with the Lady of the Lake, he becomes a shepherd, one who, in times of darkness, is tasked on vanquishing it. Sorey and his companions set out to purify the land of Glenwood and of the Hellions, though will they ever succeed their quest? The story has made excellent moments throughout, constantly keeping us gripped and wanting to further unravel the tale. Not only is the story strongly written, it has a brilliant cast of characters, each of which are lovable. From Sorey's childhood seraph friend Micleo to the lovable Rose, each character has a unique personality which brings the world to life. The characters not only shine through their bond, such as Sorey and Micleo's, but through their disagreements. Edna, for example, the Seraph of Earth, has a dislike for humans, leading to many squabbles between her and Micleo. Each dialogue between the characters makes them feel more lifelike, realistic, and lovable than most games out there. Cutscenes do not only feature in-game models, but use the beautifully crafted Ufotable anime-style cutscenes for several parts. These cutscenes look outstanding and are always a pleasure to view as the time comes. Skits make a welcome return in Tales of Zestiria. For those who are unsure what skits are, they are short dialogues between characters which you have the option to listen to. They may talk about a plot point which has just happened, providing their thoughts and emotions on the subject, or they may be there to teach you various skills. Lila has several tutorial skits at the beginning, further teaching the players of the skills and upgrade systems in a fun and enjoyable way. The game usefully has a synopsis option under the library menu. This allows you to read over the plot up to the current part of the game you're at. Had to leave the game for a long period of time, or forgot what was going on and want a recap? Just dive into the synopsis option and have a read of what's going on. You'll be back up to scratch in no time.
Just take care of the rest of the flames.
Zestiria is a JRPG, a Japanese role-playing game, for those not in the know-how, just like its predecessors. The game starts off fairly slowly, gradually teaching you the core mechanics and features which are present in the game. Whilst there is a temptation to merely skip ahead to progress through the game, do stick around. The tutorials, even though they are available at any point in the options menu, teach you all the core mechanics and controls that you will need for the game. Missing even one of these may leave you confused and unable to use one of the features which the game expects you to use at the time. While most JRPGs are like this, it is worth mentioning as some people may not be used to the genre. Controlling Sorey through the overworld is simple, using the left analog stick to control movement and the right analog stick to control the camera. The D-pad features moves you can only use in the overworld, such as producing fire to light torches and a wind dash to help you cross gaps in the land. The cross button is your action button, and you'll press this to start dialogues, open chests and more. Holding circle allows you to walk slowly, using to sneak past enemies in the overworld that rely on sound to hear you. The square button is used to slash your sword, allowing you to get a one-up on enemies and having an advantage as a fight starts. Triangle brings up the menu options and L2 and R2 bring up the map. Traversing through the massive overworld is a joy every step of the way. With great forests to dusty deserts, the game throws you into many great locations which you'll be eager to explore. As you're exploring, you'll see various points of interest, which while they are not necessary will give you bonus AP, which we'll cover shortly, and unique dialogue between the characters. It also gets saved away into a handy logbook, so you can view your progress as you try and find them all. On top of points of interest, you will also find various Normin around the overworld. These little critters are extremely useful as they boost your weapon stats. Each weapon has a specific amount of slots available which you'll have to fit them into. You can add them and remove them at will once you have found them, so don't worry if you make the wrong placement. Various dungeons await Sorey and his companions, which have a variety of puzzles which you must complete to progress. These are fun, though do seem rather short and linear to past Tales of games, with puzzles usually resulting in you hitting a few switches to each room to unlock the final door. Lords of the Land are a unique feature in Zestiria. A Lord of the Land is a Seraph who protects the area of Glenwood. Through unlocking a Lord of the Land, you'll be able to unlock abilities such as save point warping, for a cost of course. Upgrading the boons in a region allows you to unlock further Norman abilities and greater loot in their domain when you defeat enemies. Using AP in the menus, you will be able to upgrade your stats and some great boosts, such as auto defend 3 attacks. These abilities are convenient and if used with the correct weapon can dish out serious damage. Your usual shops and inns are in Zestiria, allowing you to purchase items to stay alive longer in battle, as well as get rest to replenish your health and magic meters.
Probably the most complex part of Zestiria is its battle system. The biggest difference with Zestiria compared to previous entries is that battles take place where you bump into enemies. Gone are the battle zones which do not match the area you're in. The game feels as if the overworld and battles are seamless, which is a great addition. The game uses Tales of linear motion battle system, again with Zestiria, but featuring the addition of fusionic chains. Characters all have various skills which are known as arts, though there are 2 types of arts in Zestiria: physical arts, which humans specialise in, and magical arts, which the Seraphs specialise in. Physical arts are close range, whereas magical arts are generally mid to long range attacks. The cross button allows the character to perform an art. Using the left analog stick, you can change which art is used. Up on the analog stick and cross will perform one move, whereas down on the analog stick and cross will perform another. Not only do characters have several arts to choose from, they also have standard attacks. Standard attacks can be used by hitting the circle button. There are a variety of combos which can be produced by mixing arts and standard attacks to take out your foes. Blocking is performed with the square button, and you're also able to dash around an enemy while blocking. Not only are there standard attacks and arts, there are also mystic arts. These are special attacks, if you will, which perform a high amount of damage to enemies.
Characters' stats are displayed on the bottom of the battle screen, showing health, blast gauge and spirit chain. The battle gauge when characters use special abilities such as magic arts and restoration abilities when armatized. These abilities with the blast gauge usually heal players too. Spirit chains, known as SCs, allow players to link attacks and is drained when you use arts or standard attacks. To replenish your spirit chain is easy, simply block or don't use free run mode and you'll replenish. Free run used by holding L2 allows you to run around the battle zone at will. If you are not holding L2, the game will, by standard, only allow you to move forward and backward from the enemy in a straight line. Within the options you are able to choose which you prefer as standard, and which you prefer to be activated on L2. Armorization is one of the greatest new features in battles. Human characters Sorey and Rose are able to fuse with Seraphs to become a powerful new form. This form has powerful magical attacks which represents the element of that particular Seraph. While armatized you will have boosted stats, special abilities and a new range of attacks. An example would be Sorey's buddy Mikleo. Mikleo is a water Seraph, which when armatized with Sorey allows Sorey to use an array of water attacks, as well as an awesome water bow and arrow. If a character is defeated, using armorization will allow the character to be resurrected. This can only happen if the Seraph is not dead themselves though. Within battle you are allowed 4 party members. Seraphs can only be used in battle with a human, so Sorey can bring in 1 Seraph and Rosie can bring in 1 Seraph, bringing your party to 4.
Graphically, Tales of Zestiria looks stunning. Its vast landscapes look incredible on the PS4 with some great landscapes which will stand out during the quest. Character designs are, as usual, excellent and fit that anime style design we're used to. From start to finish, everything looks incredible, and sometimes you'll want to go back just to have another look. The game's soundtrack is great and pulls you into the emotions the game portrays. Be it epic, sad, happy, or a mix of emotions, the soundtrack will capture you within the world, making you care for the characters and their situations. Tales of Zestiria's opening song, White Light by Superfly, was made specifically for the game, with the band being able to see designs just to create a perfect opening. Whilst sadly, outside of Japan we get an instrumental version of the song for the opening, it's still an epic opening to an epic adventure. Every time we booted up the game, we made sure to watch this brilliant opening.
It's now time to look at the positives and negatives. Positives: stunning environment and great character design, perfectly fitting soundtrack, deep lovable characters, excellent addition to the Tales of battle system, brilliant anime style cutscenes and opening video by Ufotable. The only negative we found that with dungeons felt a little too linear, not giving you much room to explore as of in other JRPGs.
Tales of Zestiria captures everything lovable about the franchise, celebrating the Tales of 20th anniversary justly. With great design choices, you'll get lost in a world with so much to do that you'll be spoiled for choice. The game may lack in its dungeon department, though this is so easy to overlook with how brilliant the rest of Zestiria is. With a deep battle system featuring the awesome armatization feature, beautifully crafted anime-style cutscenes by the guys over at Ufotable, and a perfectly fitting soundtrack, the game will draw you into a world which you'll never want to leave. It's rare that a game will make you fall in love with its entire cast, but somehow Zestiria does just that, creating deep emotional investment to all of its cast. As a first time, it involves both English and Japanese audio, allowing players to choose what they prefer while they do their quest. If you're a fan of the Tales of series, be prepared to take an adventure which will celebrate the 20th year of Tales of. You will not want to miss its entry within the franchise. Never played a Tales of game before though? This may just be the perfect place to start. With great tutorials and a steady introduction to the core mechanics, those who aren't used to JRPGs will feel welcome with open arms. There's no doubt that Tales of Zestiria has kept us invested in its great lore, where we can only wish the Seraphim and the Shepherd legend were real. If you want to find a great JRPG, look no further. We're giving Tales of Zestiria a full C&N score of 5 out of 5.
Thanks for watching guys, make sure to like and subscribe and make sure to comment. We'd love to talk to you guys and hear what you have to say about Zestiria. This is C&NOnline signing out.
The mark of the shepherd.